Not a very happy New Year today, though, in a match of two very different halves.
Yes, I think that you say we wanted to start the year in the best way. We arrived to our stadium with the idea to win this game, with the mentality to do. The team for me started really well the first minutes of the game, but little by little they start to make some movements that make us feel a little bit uncomfortable in defense, that don't allow us to come press and recover the ball in offensive half, allow us more to defend, but at the same time they had more the ball, but without creating enough chances, because for me we were very concentrated in the low movement, especially of the midfielders, in the creation of the space that they were start to do. I think they have a very clear chance at the end of the first half from a set piece situation, and I think the starting of the second half we have the feeling that we start to control them again, because even if they have the ball, we start to be they didn't find any free player, and we had the possibility to win the relation with the mark, because any player was free in the pitch, something that started to happen at the end of the first half. But I think in two situations where, especially in one where we have total advantage to can defense, we didn't do. They draw the goal before they score the goal. Before this goal, we have the option in one counter-attack to can unbalance more the game, with one recovery in the left side that we drive and we didn't find the finishing of the action. Then at the end, after we couldn't unbalance more the game, they draw and we didn't find the reaction, first of all to defend one result, and after to protect one draw and trying to change and unbalance again the game for us. And after they scored one very good goal without winning the back of the defenders, to be in front of our line of defenders, one situation that I think we need to defend better. We need to avoid the finishing with any type of doubt. And at the end, the last minutes of the game were minutes where we trying to go to the game. We have another very clear chance with Isaac and Benza that we couldn't finish. And the other minutes, we were making some wrong decisions that don't allow us to create more chances to can balance the game.
It's interesting to hear you analyse the game like that, Carlos, because clearly you had hope and expectation that your team could get a good result against a team like Reading with their resources, with their kind of players. Lucas João, a young international for Portugal. Well, you could go right through the team. A formidable team, a strong team to play against. Is it reasonable to ask your squad to get a result against a team like that?
I think we are in this league and we are going to go always trying to use the weaknesses of any opponent and trying to use our strengths in every game. So I cannot be analysing just the level of the opponent. We are going to watch that we can have options. If no, we didn't score the goal. If no, in some minutes we didn't control them. I think we did because we have the options to do, and we need to demand ourselves a lot because it's the only way in football. After, if they are better than you, we need to analyse why, to don't repeat again, because we need to give the answer to the football situation that the football is demanding to us. And of course there are good players in front of us, but we are in the championship and we are with these players because we think that they are able to face any type of opponent. So never the level of the opponent is going to be any type of excuse. Always our demanding need to put in the level that the championship demands.
The second half clearly was a different shape than the first half, as you've already explained. How much more would you have liked from your team in terms of attacking, inventiveness, creation of chances second half?
I think sometimes the results have a lot of influence in the type of style that you make in the pitch. After we scored the goal, they tried to attack more and we were a little bit more defending, but when you score at the beginning of the game, we never can continue be thinking just to defend one result. You need to attack more. The first minutes of the first half, for me, we had under control because we played the game in offensive half, but we were sometimes we were playing with a little bit of precipitation of the action. We precipitate a little bit the action, and instead to have more the ball and more control of the game and more control of the opponent, we provoke some actions that didn't give anything from that point of view and give to them the option to counter-attack and to have the ball in offensive half. With the pass of the minutes, we didn't attack more and they were attacking more. They were moving our positions and we didn't feel options to counter-attack. That's why after they lose the ball, they immediately recover the ball and they were playing the second part of the first half in our pitch. But at the same time, without creating any clear option, it's like every player for me was under control, but with the feeling that they have many free players that don't allow us to press and to defend well. That's why in the second half we try to adapt a little bit better about the behavior that they start to do. And I think the first minute of the second half, the team have under control the situation from the organization point of view, but not from we didn't give the answer that we need to give in some of the challenge that we were living. In the last minutes of the game, the team tried to attack and we recovered the level, but maybe because they start to defend more the result and we wanted to change the result.
It was interesting because at the very beginning of the match, there was a slower pace. I mean, we enjoy it when you hurry the game along, precipitate the game, as you say. We're getting used to the Corberán style fast pace when the opportunity arises. Do your team still need to learn that slow-paced patience? They were patient, but only for a short time.
I think we need to continue learning how we analyze the game, how we interpret the games, playing the games. I think one of the key is to, when you are winning one game, of course, is to defend in a good level, because if you defend well, you know that you are going to stop the chances that they have. And at the same time, to continue doing the things that are helping you to kind of balance the game. So we were missing some of the more minutes playing more in offensive half, trying to see where is the advantage and where the advantage is not in the pitch, to trying to find another solutions, to have the ball, to have the control. And the moment when you find the clear moment, use the speed and go and try to break the lines and go to the chance. I think in these moments we didn't interpret enough well the action, something that is normal that happened, but at the same time something that we need to learn a lot, like you say. And after, the more pity feeling is like we couldn't defend one result that for me in situations that were under control from the organization point of view.
Fascinating, especially for football coaches who are listening to us right now, Carlos, trying to read exactly how you're coaching the team and developing them. Let me talk about something more basic, which is the team and the bench, because we saw that you were thinking of bringing Aaron Rowe on. Did you change your mind because of the state of the game? How did that work for you?
Isaac and Benza start to feel that have some problems during the game. We know in the rest time that Hawk had problems to continue playing. We know that Edmond Green had some problems too. We knew that at the end of the game, Benza, like I told you, started to feel like some physical problems. That's why we were looking for another option. But at the end, I think we changed Edmond Green for Juan Phillips as a striker, because I think the team was playing in the offensive half. And we want to have one player more as a reference to can balance the central backs, to can balance the defenders, and to be a little bit more aggressive in the shape. And I think that Benza was in these minutes in the game. He created one chance and he was involved he recovered well from this small physical problem. So I think the best way that we have to try to draw was to take out one central back and try to use one striker more to see if we have the option to do, but unfortunately we couldn't do.
The interesting thing is, finally, Carlos, is the cup tie against Plymouth, which is coming up next week. Surely that's an opportunity for us to see some of your substitutes in the starting lineup.
Yes, I think from this type of league, from the number of games that we are playing in a row, we are playing with a lot of time with the same first 11. Of course, this team, these players need to deserve the rest. At the same time, need the rest too, because from the mind point of view, and especially from the physical point of view, they are accumulating a lot of minutes in a very short space of time. So I don't expect to play with any of the players that are playing now in the first 11. Like you say, we have one squad with more players, and now is the moment to show the type of player that we are facing one opponent like Plymouth in the cup.
Carlos, thank you as always for your detailed explanation. Happy New Year, and we have 1 week to work on our pronunciation of Alex Vallejo for next week.
You did really well now. Exactly like this.
1 out of 1. Thank you, Carlos.